Welcome back to the Nap Lab. Today we're comparing two of the most prominent bed-in-a-box mattress brands. It's Casper versus Nectar. Casper Sleep was launched in 2014, and while not the absolute first to the direct-to-consumer mattress game, their early successes helped pave the way for what the industry has become today. They built their brand on wide appeal mattress models, reasonable prices, and consumer-friendly policies. Nectar came a little bit later in 2016 with a very similar business model and product offerings. Following much of Casper's lead, their online presence through social media, sponsorships, and paid advertising led them to be one of the most pervasive mattress brands today. So, which one makes the best mattress? And which one offers sleepers the best value? Let's jump into this comparison and find out now. This comparison will be looking at 7 models from Casper and 7 models from Nectar. On screen now is a complete list of all mattresses tested with their associated scores. First things first, let's compare the pricing from these two budget-friendly brands. Both Casper and Nectar have exceptionally inexpensive models, but Casper takes the win with the most affordable model among the two brands at just $549 for a queen-size Casper Cooling Select. Nectar isn't too far behind with their lowest price option at just $649 for the Nectar Classic. Casper also has the most expensive model at $2395, whereas Nectar's most expensive model is just $1799. All that said, the average price from both brands is about the same, with Casper's at $1283 and Nectar's at $1134. For reference, the average mattress price for a queen-size mattress is $1452 across the 350 plus mattresses we've tested to date. Moving on, let's take a look at the company policies. Overall, Nectar has the better options. With a 365-night trial period, lifetime warranty, free shipping, and free returns, their policies are just about as good as a brand gets. Casper also has free shipping and free returns. However, their trial period is only 100 nights, and their warranty is just 10 years. The other thing to know about Casper is that they have launched similar but different models in Canada. Our comparison today focuses on their mattresses from their online US website and from US Costco stores. Regardless, Nectar ultimately has the longer trial period and longer warranty, thus making them a little better with respect to the company score. Looking at all available mattresses we've tested, Casper ranges in firmness from 4.5 to 6.5 out of 10, and Nectar mattresses range from 5 to 6 out of 10, where 10 is the most firm. Here are the models from Casper and their associated firmness ratings. And on screen now are all the models from Nectar with their firmness ratings. Neither of these firmness ranges is particularly wide, but most sleepers will find this range comfortable and supportive. Notably, Casper has the softest mattress option, but if you're looking exclusively for a firm mattress, you will likely need to search outside of these two brands, as neither offers an especially firm model. Moving on, let's get to the real meat of this comparison. The scores. On the one hand, both Casper and Nectar's best models are scored fairly close to one another at an 8.68 and 8.76 respectively. On the other hand, Nectar is far more consistent across their mattress offerings by having a higher brand average at an 8.56. This is coincidentally tied with the average mattress score across the 350 plus mattresses we've tested to date. Casper's brand average is lower at an 8.34. Their lowest scoring model is a 7.83, whereas Nectar's lowest is an 8.42. It's this consistency that really clinches the win for Nectar in terms of raw performance. Mattresses earning the title for best overall from each brand have the highest overall performance. Overall performance is determined by scores from 8 different categories, including cooling, motion transfer, response time, edge support, sex performance, pressure relief, off-gassing, and company. Sinkage and balance are also taken into consideration, but they are not direct scoring factors. Between Casper and Nectar, the two top recommendations are the Casper Dream and Nectar Luxe Hybrid. The Casper Dream is an 11.5-inch hybrid mattress made of polyfoam, memory foam, pocket coils, and a support foam base. It has a medium firm feel with minimal sinkage and high bounce. It has near average performance and is priced just slightly beyond average for a queen mattress. This mattress has great cooling, fast mature response time, and is great for sex. Its medium firm feel makes this mattress comfortable for sleepers of all sleeping positions and most body weights. The Nectar Luxe Hybrid is a 13.5-inch memory foam hybrid mattress made from a combination of memory foam, polyfoam, and pocketed coils. It has a medium feel with very deep sinkage and low bounce. This mattress scores in the top 36% among all mattresses tested to date and has a price that is 12% less than the average hybrid, roughly $200 of savings. It earned a 10 out of 10 for outstanding pressure relief, but struggled more with edge support. Still, for a top value hybrid mattress, the Nectar Luxe Hybrid checks a lot of boxes. The Casper Dream and Nectar Luxe Hybrid are two of the best mattresses from each brand, but they have a handful of differences. While they have a similar price and performance, the Casper Dream is a hybrid, while the Nectar Luxe Hybrid is a memory foam hybrid. For the majority of sleepers, going with the best model by overall scoring performance is going to be the best choice. From Casper, that means the Casper Dream, and from Nectar, it's the Nectar Luxe Hybrid. That said, there are a few other standout models that, depending on your needs, could be the better choice. For side sleepers, our top recommendation would be the Casper Dream Max or the Nectar Luxe Hybrid. If you typically sleep on your back or stomach, you'll want to opt for something with less sinkage. To that end, I'd recommend the Casper Dream and Nectar Premier. If cooling is a top priority for you, my top recommendations would be the Casper Snow and Nectar Ultra. For sleepers on a tight budget, I'd recommend the Casper One or Nectar Premier. If you struggle with back pain, my top picks would be Casper Dream and Nectar Hybrid. For couples looking for a mattress that enhances sex performance, I'd recommend the Casper Dream Max and Nectar Hybrid. For a soft feel, I'd recommend the Casper Dream Max, which has a firmness of 4.5 out of 10. Unfortunately, Nectar does not offer a mattress that is softer than a medium feel, so there's no good option from Nectar. If you're looking for the highest performing mattress with a medium firm feel, I would opt for the Casper Dream and Nectar Hybrid. From here on, we're going to do a deep dive comparison on the three most popular mattresses from each brand. From Casper, we'll be looking at the Casper Dream, Casper One, and Casper Snow. From Nectar, we'll be looking at the Nectar Classic, Nectar Premier, and Nectar Premier Hybrid. Starting with cooling, both brands have equally excellent performance. Both Casper and Nectar utilize similar designs with a modern memory foam, so this is not a big surprise. The only difference is with consistency. Casper's models range from an 8 to a 10 for cooling, while each of the featured Nectar models earned a 9. We used thermal imaging in our test. You can see how each mattress dissipates heat over 15 minutes on our webpage version of this comparison or in any of the mattress standalone review videos. The average cooling score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.6. This makes the Casper Snow not only well above average, but also the mattress with the best cooling performance on this list. The Nectar Classic, Nectar Premier, and Nectar Premier Hybrid all achieved a higher than average score as well, but there is still some room for improvement. In the end, both brands perform well, but the only mattress that may have noticeable cooling issues is going to be the Casper One. For sinkage, both Casper and Nectar include mattresses with different sinkage depths and feels, but Nectar mattresses have deeper sinkage compression on average. In our featured mattresses from Casper, they only offer minimal sinkage with Casper One and Casper Dream models, or deep sinkage with Casper Snow. However, Nectar has a greater variety by offering a larger range of sinkage options. Minimal with the Nectar Classic, moderate with the Nectar Premier, and deep with the Nectar Premier Hybrid. There's also a very deep sinkage level that we occasionally see from brands, but none of these featured mattresses reach that level. The average sinkage depth across all mattresses tested to date is 2.18 inches. Back and stomach sleepers usually prefer less sinkage, which better maintains proper alignment of the spine. The Casper Dream, Nectar Classic, and Nectar Premier all have less sinkage than average and are also a good balance of price to performance. Generally, side sleepers enjoy a deeper level of sinkage, as that typically translates to better pressure relief and contour. For deeper sinkage, opt for the Casper Snow and Nectar Premier Hybrid. When it comes to motion transfer, neither Casper nor Nectar shows a lot of variety. Casper has a slight advantage here, but neither brand performed better than the site-wide average collected of 350 plus mattresses tested to date. The average motion transfer score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.3, which is an acceleration range of 8.67 meters per second squared. As you can see from the chart on screen, the Casper Snow is the best performer overall with a score of 8.7. The Nectar Premier Hybrid was the second best with an 8.2 score. Given that 8.3 is the average level of performance, this is not saying much for 5 out of the other 6 models reviewed here. So, Casper is the all-around winner of this category by both having the slightly higher average score and the model with the lowest motion transfer level. If ensuring the lowest possible motion transfer level is important to you, then neither brand is particularly amazing. However, the average sleeper should be fine with scores at or around an 8.0 score. Moving on, comparing response time performance between Casper and Nectar, there is a clear winner. Casper models demonstrated both the high and low ends of response. This gave them an average brand score of 8.3, which is better than the 8.0 that Nectar earned. The average response score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.8. So again, neither brand's average score exceeds our global average. However, 2 of the 3 Casper models, Casper 1 and Casper Dream, had near perfect 9.9 response time scores, while the third one, Casper Snow, tanked the overall score considerably. Meanwhile, Nectar's fastest responding mattress was on par with the global average and a score of an 8.8. The rest were far lower, bringing down the brand's average. Overall, this is the Casper win here, and those who value a super responsive surface will be happy with their performance, provided you exclude the Casper Snow. Moving on, let's talk bounce. Like Sinkage, bounce is preferential factor, but the fact is, Casper is the bouncier brand compared to Nectar. The average bounce across all mattresses tested to date is 9.15 inches. Mattresses with more bounce than average include the Casper Dream and Casper Snow. Mattresses with less bounce than average include the Casper 1, Nectar Classic, Nectar Premier, and Nectar Premier Hybrid. However, most of these models are within 8 to 10 inches, which provides sufficient bounce to facilitate ease of movement and reasonably good sex performance. Still, our tests show Nectar has far less bounce than Casper. Mattresses with more bounce are better for ease of movement and increased sex performance. However, higher bounce also typically creates a higher level of motion transfer. So there are pros and cons when it comes to bounce. When it comes to edge support performance, Casper comes out on top again. Of the 6 models compared, Casper had better edge support than Nectar. However, the brands are tied for the specific model with the most edge support. The average edge support score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.6. The Casper Snow and Nectar Classic both scored well above this average with 9.4 scores each. Both models showed minimal measurements of edge compression while sitting and robust support when lying at the absolute edge. The Casper Dream performed quite good as well with an above average score of 8.9. However, the remaining mattresses from each brand scored below this benchmark. Overall, Casper has the edge over Nectar when it comes to edge support. Moving on, let's talk sex performance, the scores of which are derived from our weighted formula including bounce, edge support, noise, pressure relief, and cooling. To continue their streak, Casper comes out on top again with an 8.8 brand score that is higher than Nectar's 7.6 average score. For reference, the average sex score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.3. When we delve into the models of each subcategory, we can see how the brand with more bounce and better edge support took the victory in our sex formula, which primarily weighs those factors. For the absolute best sex performance from the mattresses featured here, the Casper Dream is the pick. Nectar's best mattress was a Nectar Classic, but even it fell below the 8.3 average score. Of course, a below average sex score doesn't necessarily make a mattress an unsuitable surface for your dance without pants. Couples may simply find the activity to be more strenuous on Nectar models compared to Casper. On to one of the weightier categories, pressure relief. Here, the Casper streak comes to an end as Nectar is the clear winner for pressure relief. Comparing the 2 brand averages, Nectar scored a full point higher than Casper. As a brand, Nectar models have more comfort material than Casper models. This goes a long way to creating a more comfortable surface that's less likely for a body to reach those harder support layers. The average pressure relief score across all mattresses tested to date is an 8.7. This average score is beaten by the Nectar Premier, the Nectar Premier Hybrid, and the Casper Snow. Each model scored a 9.0. The worst scoring model is the Casper 1, with a struggling pressure relief score of 6.0. The others, Casper Dream and Nectar Classic, have good scores, but they are a noticeable drop from the site-wide average and the top performers. If pressure relief is the most important factor for you, Nectar has a thicker material design and more consistent high performance compared to Casper. As it comes to off-gassing, Nectar takes another win here. Not only is Nectar faster on average, but every model they have outperforms the best Casper model in this area. The average smell duration across all mattresses tested to date is 6.5 days. Casper's mattresses simply took longer than average off-gas, and the Casper Snow took nearly 3 weeks to fully dissipate its smell. While a week isn't ideal, the Nectar Premier Hybrid was the slowest model to off-gas in the featured Nectar mattresses. The others beat the 6.5-day average, and the Nectar Premier beat it by the fastest with just 4 days to stop smelling. To complete our analysis, let's look at company policies. Nectar clinches the win over Casper for the brand with more consumer-friendly terms. Both brands offer free shipping and free returns, which is something that has become widely expected among direct-to-consumer mattress brands. They both also have good trust ratings, as derived by our experiences and relayed experiences of our readers and viewers. Finally, both Casper and Nectar assemble their mattresses within the US. Now for the differences. Casper only offers a 100-night trial period and a 10-year warranty. Not only is this lower than Nectar, but both durations are considerably worse than average. Among all mattresses tested to date, the average trial is 170 nights and the average warranty is 13 years, excluding the 41% of mattresses that offer lifetime warranties. Nectar offers sleepers a 365-night trial period and a lifetime warranty. Both of these durations are well above average. This means sleepers have a generous amount of time to decide to keep the mattress or if it's one that should be returned. And there you have it. In almost every category, this race was neck and neck, but Nectar did come out on top more often than not. Nectar has the lowest average mattress price, higher average performance, and the better company policies for consumers. That said, Casper is right there in most of our performance tests. They also offer a softer mattress option that Nectar lacks. All things considered, Nectar feels like the better overall choice, though I will say this is a very close comparison, and both brands have models that are strong performers and could suit the needs of many sleepers. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Comments or questions, please drop us those notes down below. If you're interested in buying the Nectar or Casper mattresses, we've got links in the description. For more from NapLab, be sure to get subscribed, ring that bell, and visit us over at naplab.com. As always, thank you so much for watching.